Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good evening everyone. I will go through the items as they are because we've got some people here who necessarily haven't been here before. So evacuation procedure. Fire drill is not expected, so if the alarm sounds, please evacuate the building quickly and calmly. Please use the stairs and do not use the lifts. Once out of the building, please gather outside the Yorkshire Bank on the opposite side of the road. Exit by the door by which you entered the room or by the fire exits which are clearly indicated by the standing order as A1. If you need any assistance in evacuating a building, please make yourself known to, will it have to be Brent?
Me.
Member of staff. Okay, can you please make sure your mobile phones are turned off or onto silent, please? Okay, item number 2, public consultation. We've got three people who are going to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, what I will do is I will get Brent to introduce the item first and then we'll have the speakers. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, sorry. Before we get into that, number 3, declaration of interest. I've got no declarations for that. Okay. All right. So, Brent, on to item number 4 then.
Okay. Thank you. So, this report deals with a proposed variation to the lease that covers road walk multi-storey car park to allow up to 2 hours free parking for users of the Pure Gym facility that will shortly be opening Roadwalk. And what it's really about is seeking approval for the council to vary its lease with the owners of Roadwalk. That will then allow them to enter into an appropriate lease with Pure Gym. And so it's just to stress that it is that a set of relationships there. It's not the council doing any deal directly with Pure Gym. So the owners of Roadwalk Shopping Centre, they're near the completion of the legal processes involved with letting units in Roadwalk Pure Gym, which is just the one that was formerly occupied by JJB Sports, and the two at the front, obviously the outside of the unit, that have never ever been occupied since Roadwalk opened. And as part of that, Pure Gym's operating model up and down the country, they require the gyms to operate 24/7 and to have car parking available close to that gym 24 hours a day, and for up to 2 hours free parking to be available to their customers. So that's the way they operate. That's their national business model. So given that, the owners of Roadwalk have been discussing with us how might we be able to work with them to achieve that and get those units let. And just to stress, it's 2 hours in any 24-hour period for dealing with the gym. So the outcome of those discussions in terms of at an officer level is we've looked at a way of allowing them to have access to the bottom 2 floors of Roadwalk for 24 hours a day, outside of the sort of the normal opening times there, and then we lock the rest of the multi-storey car park off. There needs to be lighting on the bottom 2 floors, with turning the lighting off on the upper floors. Yep. So it's just basically segregates that. Getting the 2 hours free parking, because it's a £1 car park and you get a little ticket that comes out there, that would be done by using a ticket validation machine. Basically you put your ticket in and that says that's okay for 2 hours parking. That ticket validation machine would be inside the Pure Gym facility, and to get inside the Pure Gym facility you've got to be a paying customer of Pure Gym. So it stops someone just sticking it through the door and putting it in there. All of the out of hours parking, security, customer liaison, customer service issues will be dealt with by Roadwalk Pure Gym. And all of the installation costs for the gates and the ongoing maintenance of those, the opening up and closing of those gates, and the extra electricity used for lighting would be met by the owners of Roadwalk. I imagine they might pass that on to Pure Gym, but that's their in between us and Roadwalk there. Yeah. So we, to set this out correctly, we would need to, and we do need to vary the lease that we've currently got between ourselves and Road Walk. Just stress that the reason why I'm recommending that we do this, and Phil is recommending that we do this, is it puts into use the units in Road Walk that have either been empty for probably 3 years now. JJB might be longer than that. 5 years. And some that have never been used at all, and it's about having more of those units in Road Walk full. The more that full, the more you'll fill. It's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy there. Will hopefully increase footfall for people who wouldn't really be coming into the town and into the Road Walk shopping centre otherwise, which is why Road Walk are keen on getting this type of thing in there. And the 2 hours free parking there for the use of the leisure facility does in many ways mirror the arrangements we have at Pingle's Leisure Centre and Bedworth's Leisure Centre, whereby users of those leisure centres get 3 hours free parking. So you're helping people access those facilities to improve their fitness, health and well-being. And we know we have some real issues in the borough in relation to that there. We feel the financial implications will be negligible, because our very strong belief is that people who will be using the Pure Gym don't park in Road Walk now. So we're not. So it's a different set of people there. For the vast majority of the year, there's ample space left in Road Walk during the sort of the normal operating hours for people to be able to park there. So there's not sort of an opportunity cost there. And of course, for the periods of time that are outside the normal opening hours, i.e. night time, we don't charge anything. So that's essentially it. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Brent. Who have we got first to speak? Brent, who have we got?
Okay, I'll start then. I mean, obviously it's to be welcomed if units are being filled in Road Walk, but I do have concerns. I just think it's a bit of a dangerous precedent, because if any other shop wanted to come into Road Walk and things and asked that part of the deal was that they had to have free parking, I think they would almost certainly be told no, and I don't see why this is different, because it's not even a local firm things, and I just think it's unfair on the other businesses who would benefit if they were given free parking, but they're not, particularly at Empire Gym. You know, they've had to buy parking space and what have you for their own use. So I just don't think it's a level playing field. I don't think it's a fair thing. I'm also very dubious about this negligible cost to council, because they're going to be taking up spaces in the premier car park in town, and particularly in the run-up to Christmas and things, and if it's a rainy day and things, that is the car park that people use and things. And people like to just go in and park. They don't want to have to be driving round and round and round to go onto the top floors, which is much more likely. And so I think it may actually turn people away from coming into town. Things. Yes, it might bring extra people in to use the gym, but if you've only got 2 hours, you're not going to have time to go into town on your 2-hour free parking and use the gym. So, you know, those are my main things. I mean, when they put the planning application in last year for Pure Gym, things, I mean, they knew what the parking issue was, that it wasn't free parking and things. So I think, you know, again, it's not been very fair on that aspect. So those are my concerns.
Thank you.
Shall I go next?
Yeah,
this room doesn't have a proper EU fire exit sign by the signs of it. Getting more onto the topic, I'm actually quite keen on getting those units used, and if Road Walk and Pure Gym want to do a good fair deal, I'm very happy for them to come in, because it would be good for lots of people. What does concern me is this deal has got no time scale on it. It's as long as our lease is, all the decades and things the lease will go on, and I'm sure I'm not allowed to say exactly how long the lease goes, but this is a free offer for a very, very long period. It is a free offer for any amount of parking. So if they have classes that bring in 100 people in, it's 100 free spaces. And looking at their business model, it is $14.99 a month to join the gym. That's £180 a year. So for £180 a year, you get unlimited, effectively, free parking for 2 hours any day. There's no checks on you coming back. There's no checks on you validating someone else's ticket. There are risks about it, and there's also risks about Road Walk letting people out of the car park, whereas us controlling the car park up to 7 p.m. So people going in and then getting out. There's lots of practical issues, but I really do not like deals that go on forever. And I think we could do a deal which has some safeguards in, particularly over the unlimited amount of use and people breaking the system, cheating, etc. If we actually say the car park costs £200,000 a year is our cash costs of operating the car park and paying national business rates, we should be looking at least recovering, if they use 10% of our car park capacity, 10% of that 200,000 a year. And if you want to encourage them to come in, I totally understand you may wish not to charge that for the first few years, but to actually have a system where they're never contributing their fair share of that £200,000 cost and never contributing the share of any major repairs and refurbishment bills means actually it does have a cost to us of providing those spaces. I agree that a lot of the time those spaces aren't used. And yeah, if you divide the cost of the car park up per hour, per whatever, you get something like 8p per parking space per daytime hour. But to whatever you do, charging zero and having the liability of providing pure gym with a free parking space for as many customers as validate on their machine for almost ever, it is one of these deals that is just too many risks. And that's why I say I'd be quite happy for this to go ahead with safeguards, so that if the number of people using the car park is more than a certain number, they pay 20p per... Yeah, something that's not there to discourage them, something that we don't charge them out of hours, but something we do have a slight cost recovery to actually incentivise them to police the parking validation. Yeah, if it's 10p or 20p per... I mean, it's $6.99 for a day pass, so their business model must include some costs for parking. So a very low level of charging that would cover some of our fixed costs, and just trying to get this deal right. And the trouble with a lot of this stuff is it doesn't go through scrutiny. It goes through an officer process that gets their calculations wrong by a factor of 3 on the last thing. Yeah, 600,000 became 2 million. It is really good to do this properly. Have some scrutiny. Not be no, we're not doing this, but just check through the numbers, check through the what ifs. Yeah, what if their validation is poor and too many people are using the car park? And what happens in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, when circumstances change, if we haven't got a mechanism in there to actually recover costs. I mean, it might be in future there is actually a car parking place tax. There's all sorts of things that might happen over the next 20, 30 years, which may mean that giving away free car parking spaces means that the council ends up with liability. So I want this to be done robustly, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying no, I'm saying let's go through this properly, take a couple of weeks to think over it, maybe having a little working party of group of councillors, just look at all the scenarios and make sure this is a safe deal for the council. Because far too often, 10 years down the line, we regret signing a contract over the advertising boards or the toilets or whatever, and these deals were agreed 20 or 30 years ago. Thank you.
Councillor?
Oh, right. It's good to see you might finally get some use from those units. Because they've been sitting empty for a good time, as you correctly pointed out. One concern I have, the company, Pure Gym, is it? I think they're registered in Luxembourg for tax.
Most big companies are.
Yeah, but they're dodging UK tax.
Most big companies are, aren't they?
The holding company for the Road Walk, Luxembourg, the previous owner that went into bankruptcy, he's now registered in Switzerland. And it's exactly companies like this which has put boroughs like this in a difficult financial position that we're currently facing, because they're not paying tax in this country. So the government can't give money to the councils. It's the same with the county council. We've got cuts over there feeding into social care and other things. It's because companies are not paying their taxes in this country. And here they are coming to you with a begging bowl, please maybe have free car parking. car parking that the customers would otherwise be putting money in the machine which goes into the borough's machine. The borough gets the money for that car park. It's not their car park. They're renting a completely separate unit. They're not renting the car park. As has been said, I can see this not going down very well with other businesses in the town who don't get such preferential treatment for their own customers. It's setting a bad precedent, I think. And I'll be quite frank, I mean, I run my own business. I've run it for 10 years or so now. And I can tell you now that if their business model is depending in any way on getting free car parking, then they've got a really crap business model. Because car parking ain't going to make or break them. By no means. So I can only come to the conclusion that they've come to the council with a begging bowl out, so to speak, because they're just trying it on to see if they can get some free money. And I don't think they need that free money. I think you can probably turn around to them and say, register to pay your tax in this country first, and then we'll think about giving you some car parking spaces. And that would be a fairer deal for the taxpayer, locally and nationally then, wouldn't it? We'd be getting something in return for them operating in this country and for having local people paying them money for the membership. Money that would then otherwise get hoovered out of the local economy and out of the country and into Luxembourg. Because that's, well, no, like you say, that's how businesses work these days, but we don't have to agree with it, do we? We don't have to just say, yeah, sure, let's get you into that rope walk at any cost. We can put some terms and conditions on this deal and try and get something back from them in return that's positive for the borough. At least in the current financial situation the borough's in, with a diminishing grant. We do need that revenue, don't we? I mean, we're already 300 grand down on car parking this year, so we do need to start shoring up those figures, I think. And giving money away to corporations that aren't even registered here isn't part of the answer to that, I think. I think we need to think about this a little bit more.
Okay, thanks.
I know I've had my, but I forgot one thing. In terms of the financial things, it's not just the cost of the car parking, because also we're having Pure Gym. I think it will take money away from people having membership at the Pingles and things, which is part of the council's facilities.
I mean, just a couple of issues on that last one. The Borough Council has no influence as to where people pay their taxes. We don't set national policy, that's done by the government. So I think to turn around to any company and say you must pay your taxes in this country before you can come into our towns would be very difficult. Secondly, we don't own Road Walk. As you've already pointed out, Road Walk is owned by another company. They're leasing that to them. So those issues that you just probably not anything that the borough can influence at all.
I think the borough have the freehold.
Mr. Baxter, hang on, sorry, you've had your say.
The borough have the freehold and then it's on 150
No, I'm not about the car park, I'm about Road Walk. They own the building. So, okay.
It's on a 150-year lease, I believe.
But they pay for the upkeep, they pay to rent those
the borough
out.
Runs and owns the revenue from the car park.
The car park?
Yes.
Yeah, the car park.
That's what's at stake. It's
Okay,
about
I'm not going to get into an argument. Yeah, it is, but we can't dictate who goes into Road Walk in terms of actual physical into the building.
Oh, no,
itself.
yeah. You do have a say over the car park.
The car park's different, yeah. I understand the car park's
It's all money
different.
at the end of the day.
Okay, alright. Bren, did you want to add anything at all?
And just on the point of well, just to clarify two things. Firstly, this is about ground lease with Road Walk. There's no direct relationship between the Borough Council and Pure Gym. Road Walk are letting their units to basically fit. So this is basically what it says. Yeah. And just say in terms of it being another gym in the borough, our sporting facilities strategy and research that has been done indicate that we need more gym stations in the more gym machines available for the population. So we are not at a point where we are oversaturating the market so that also fits in with our demographic and having that broad spectrum of pricing there. So just tying to other aspects of the council's more general deals when they have to us.
Okay. Are you going to give them a bike rack as well?
Sorry, Mr. Baxter, you've had your say. Thanks. I have a few concerns, Brent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to defer this decision. Okay. I'm going to defer this decision. I think we're not going to put a date on it yet as to when we can, but at some point we'll bring this report or a similar report back to a single member decision to make a full decision. So I'm happy to defer it at this moment in time, but at some point in the near future I think this we'll bring this back in one guise or another. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll defer it at this moment in time, but we will bring it back at some point. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, all right.
Can you
Thank
come
you.
back with a bit more information next time?
So,
That's
Has it been costed?
hang on. Sorry. So on that, we'll end the meeting there.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
So thank you for that, and it'd be useful to have a bit of information about the running costs of the parking spaces, a bit more detail in the next time.
I thought that was on sign.
Thanks, Brent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry to be